Hello YouTube, Infinite Magicraid community, Gandalf here. You can see I'm very close to finishing Endless Cloister 31 on the 108 account, and I literally screwed up right there. That was not supposed to happen. I really hope we can actually finish off. There is just 7% left on the boss. Please let me kill it. Please let me kill it. Because that one little tiny scale there, believe it or not, could be very painful to deal with. We're at 3%, we're at 2. Please finish. I think we're okay. I think we're okay. Okay. Probably a little bit of overreaction, but that was not expected to happen. All right, let's talk about how we actually beat this boss. Giselle definitely was a huge help. When you are on stage 31 and absolute trash of a piece, but that's okay. We have to have 3 poisoners on the team for this to work. The 3 buffs most ideally you can run is you definitely want to have the enlightenment buff up because this drastically increases your poison damage. You want to have promises of frost because this allows you to cycle a lot better. The last option, depending how things look for you, you can either use promise of prowess, which will give you extra skill damage, or you can try to go for some sort of shielding or promise of redemption. One of these two if you have trouble surviving. I would always prefer something along the lines of this just because it helps you with survivability. Sorry, the faster you kill the boss, the less damage you will take. So just best offense is best defense. Now, when it comes to fighting this boss, this is kind of the setup I use. Pick 3 poisoners. If you have Mural, that's great. If not, the like of Lydia, that will help you reduce the enemy resistance, right? Reduce, like you can in theory run something along the lines of this, right? You need 3 poisoners, Santa, Lydia. Santa will help you prevent death from the first hit. The boss, if you can't get the poison onto the boss very quickly, get rid of the 3 stacks, it will be really bad for you. We'll just play through just a little bit. I'll show stats right after this, but mechanic wise, as you start out, right, what's really important, and remember, you can't turn meter reduce, so that wouldn't help. You need to make sure that now if you have Giselle really helps with this, right? Because with Giselle's echo, you can reduce the damage only down to 1 HP. You just need to make sure Giselle is faster than the boss, right? So now you got the little protection onto everybody for 1 turn. Now over the next couple of turns, what you want to make sure is you quickly steal those buffs. You can see my effective hit hasn't been that great, and this definitely doesn't help me, right? But having this extra speed gives me 1 additional shot at this. Hopefully now, nope, I still haven't stolen yet, so next hit it's going to hurt a lot. Okay, so there we go, I stole it. And now everybody has a scale. And this is where you stabilize. Now, when the boss uses the reverse scale on Oblivion Breath, this is when all of the scales are now going to be stolen back. We have to repeat that again. So as you go through this boss, this is probably one of the more mechanic intensive bosses. You just have to be careful. Make sure that you're able to manage your cooldown so that once you go to this turn, you're able to get it back. When you have all 3 poison scales stolen, the damage you take is not that bad. Just make sure you have, effective res down, leverage Lydia to reduce the enemy effective res down to a point where you can easily steal the poison back from the enemy. Right now we have a poison banner, so the likelihood of you having 3 solid poison heroes is very high, and Veronica is pretty common. And Veronica will do well in terms of stealing the poison scale here. Now, of course, if you're Nita, that works very well as well. So on to the next boss. For the next boss, again, I think we'll go back to our regular setup. Now, having burn definitely helps. And here is where, what I'm probably going to do is Chelsea is going to get the best set. I have try on Lance. And over here, we're going to just steal it over from Giselle. Let's just check our other burn heroes. We have the something viable working here. Yeah, let's take showering set. All right. Let's see how we go here. Now, I do believe once we clear this, things get a little bit easier. Honestly, in my mind, whoops, my bad. I think just by default, like D3 are the best. Let's take a quick look at the option for burn damage. I mean, yeah, I guess let's try that instead of defense. Just full offense here, and let's see if we're okay. What we want to run here, probably along the lines of, let's do Muron and let's do these two, and let's see how we perform. Sorry, my bad. What am I thinking? I feel like this is where I wish I had a Jack E2. Then all those joint attack and burn will help. I wonder if it's viable to do something just like this. Sorry, not Big Jack. We will do this, and we will do Erato. And let's give that a shot. Because the enemy does have that frost debuff that we have to deal with, right? All right, let's speed through this. I think we got this. Just a little bit of the burn damage required from Malosh to deal with the mechanic should be suffice. All right, there we go. And super nice. I like this. We got a decent skill damage one. And let's go to the next boss. Now for this boss, let's just run something pretty standard here, and let's see how this goes. Lydia, Murom, Erato, actually, you know what? Yeah, let's give that a try. And Lance, of course, 1, 2. Now I do feel like on some of these latter phases, now let's just quickly get rid of this. We don't need that. I think for the next few, all we need is this setup until we get to, I think 37 again. Let's see how this goes. And again, we'll speed up the footage. Now for this boss, I think it's just being mindful of all these little ads, right? They will hit you very hard. And I'm a little bit worried that if I don't have Nordak shield up, would I just end up dying? But let's quickly speed through it and see what happens. That's what I'm fearful of. And they will, like after a certain number of turns, self-destruct into you. And they can't be CC'd. So it's almost like a countdown. And once they start jumping into you, I think we are in a lot of trouble. The boss HP isn't going down as fast as I like. But I think what's nice about all of this is I'm actually killing them fast enough, which is a big surprise. The boss only has taken 2 turns. Wow. The amount of turn meter reduction from Lance on the boss is very surprising. The boss only has literally taken 2 turns. Wow. That's completely unexpected in terms of how much turn meter reduction Lance provides. The boss literally just took two turns. Wow, that means we're going to be able to push pretty far because the next few bosses, they're all not immune to turn meter reduction. So literally this team will work on all of them. So Lance is quite strong in this sense. And afterwards, Lydia technically could do turn meter reduction if I just banned one of the other skills as well. Joint attack, instead of using Santa speed up. I mean, the boss is slow down to like a complete halt, right? So you can see like the boss with a speed slowdown, like the amount of turn meter reduction from Lance, just not moving. A single turn only. Wow. The count has definitely gone a far away. Yeah, so the server 108 account, I guess, is going places. So if you happen to have a Lance, I guess what I can say here is you really just need to get past the poison stage, and I think you can push pretty darn far. And we are done with this one. Knockout. Nice, another poison bonus. Just for Giselle. Okay, now 35 is going to be a tricky one, because 35... it needs to take direct damage, I believe. And this is where I think we might be stopped a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't matter, we can turn meter reduce, but like you can see the shields are not coming off, right? Like, so we might need to change our strategy just a little bit here. Now, if we do manage to somehow, right? If do manage to get enough damage through, because the nice thing with Erato is Erato's damage goes through, I think. Yeah, ignores immunity. So you can see those HP burns. They're actually going through, which is insane to think about. We're 75 turns in, and which means around 150 turns we'll finish the first HP bar. Yeah, this is where the whales can do this. Like if you don't have an Erato, the HP burn damage is what's actually killing the boss right now, because it's immune to damage. Now I'm not sure if this is intended. I know there's some bosses, for example, Sages 7 Liuli, they definitely don't let Erato do damage onto other type of hero bosses. But, or I guess the mechanic is what they do is they take specific damage and reduce it to 1. While over here is trying to work on immune. So immune doesn't actually block Erato's type of damage. So Chelsea works the same way, right? So you can, in theory, just keep blasting through that shield. So having broken heroes like Erato will kind of allow you to ignore mechanic. I remember early on when I was fighting this boss, it was such a pain. And now we just immune. And I think, didn't they add go through damage immune for Giselle too? So Giselle is also kind of broken in that sense too, because Giselle's skills will just go right through the boss. Okay, now I think the lightning hits are coming through, right? Is it? Okay, 75%. I think as long as we hit, I think we're looking okay. Honestly, I feel like Lydia should have gone on skill, not banned skill 3. But it was okay. I think we're almost there. Yeah, all the different type of damage are coming right through. Yep, and the boss is down. All right, I think we can go all the way to 38. I think this one is a super easy one. Yeah, I'll be very quick. It's more of just a DPS check at this point. But I think, Lance just does so much damage combined with Erato. Like, once Erato is popping off, Erato is popping off. Like, there's no doubt about it. And combined with Lydia and Santa, the effective resistance is reduced so much that your team can easily land all the dots. So it's really easy for Erato to stack up all of the stacks she requires. I mean, I guess Lance is also the main reason why it's helping with a lot of the stacking too, right? Like the way Harmony works. So I think in this video, I think we literally took out every single boss except the direct damage one, which I showed in a separate video, and you use Dharma for that. I can't wait until my Dharma's E5. When we have Dharma's E5, we should be able to push through. And hopefully at that point, Giselle is better. My entire poison team is more up to snuff, and hopefully at that point in time, I can show you guys, finally pushing through all of the endless Cloister stages. And that's a poor one. Let's hope the last one gives us a nice piece. All right, a lot of taunt there, but that's okay. Now, note that because these little dummies, right, they are actually not getting any turn meter. So that's why Lance's extra hit, I don't think they're landing on them at all. Now for this particular stage, because we can't actually focus a lot of our attack on it, so maybe this wasn't actually a very good viable team. So let me just show you quickly an alternative team that will work well, I think, in this setup. So to beat this stage, what you really need to do is focus on just direct damage on the boss. So we're gonna run this team instead. And instead of Lydia, we're gonna use put Lydia here. And Lydia, we're gonna ban the third skill, I think. I think that might work better. Actually, I think we should ban all the skills, right? Just because there is no real benefit to it. I mean, other than turn cycling, but that's okay. That's okay. We want to focus on more turn meter reduction. So if the boss doesn't take any turns, we should be fine. Okay, let's speed this up. And I think if the boss doesn't take any turns, and as long as we keep the boss turn meter down to where, like, if the boss never takes a turn, we should be able to kill it no problem, right? Now the problem with this one though is, oh yeah, thank goodness the boss has a taunt, right? Because I was worried for a sec, because if I'm gonna have to auto this, we're gonna need to make sure that it actually works like this. And you can see, I believe it is working the way it's intended to, and I think we're okay. We're gonna be able to do this in 300 turns because we're turn 70. Yeah, and we're 75%. So that's good. So I'm pacing just enough damage. So with a DMU Indra team, you are able to do this for sure. And you can see, like with the Lydia setup, with Ben Austin. Oh, Ben Austin should actually be on surging. So that probably will make it a little bit faster. Need to go switch that afterwards. But you can see how I never allow the boss to take a single turn. And this is basically how you can kind of cheese the boss and take advantage of the fact that the boss has a taunt up. And for pretty much everybody who managed to get past 31, you should be able to get past 37. because 30, 31 was probably the hardest stage, like 39 later. With Giselle, I think, a lot of players are going to be able to hopefully get past 31. And then you can farm stage 37 in the future, which will make your life a lot better. And you can get, better chance of getting better blessings for your account. All right, just a little bit longer, and you can see the boss still hasn't taken a turn yet. So you can actually try this on a lot of the bosses within Endless Cloister, and this will help you cheese the boss and beat stages that you might have a little bit of trouble beating. Now you don't have to actually use Lydia here. You could use Space, because Space's first turn also reduces the enemy's turn meter. But Lydia kind of works a little bit better in my mind, purely because it helps you cycle your DMU's cooldown a bit better as well. All right, we are almost there, almost there. Alrighty then. Ta-da, we are done. And we got a basic attack one. Oh, that's nice. That's a nice upgrade for either Chelsea or Indra there. So now we're on stage 38. Now to beat this, many of you probably saw that you you do need a much more solid team. I think most people here that they will use Dharma in all of them. Now, low power clear. Has anybody done it? Okay, not with yeah. So here, probably this works, right? Having Esther is really helpful in this setup. You do want Dharma E5, so this is probably very attainable. Really, it's about Esther cycling if you don't have Beatrix. But yeah, and then get a Jack and roll in there to cycle Dharma's turns, and you're on your way. So there you go. And after this one, it's 39, which is very painful with all the poison. But I think with Giselle, again, things do get a little bit more manageable. So let's just quickly end this off with 2 quick autos. I am going to just quickly modify this lineup briefly here and make sure that we use Skill Master. All right, and we'll do 2 quick raids. Perfect. All right, so we know it's working. Excellent. So I hope you enjoy the quick guide and the progression push we have made on the 108 account. We are now in Master Division. There are some stuff that are in the store. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, they go up to quite a bit. But yeah, in the Division store. And now that we get double artifact, double equipment, we no longer get the tower boost. Enhancement do get cheaper, which is nice. But the competition is definitely a lot more fierce. I go into next week, next time when the arena comes around, championship come around, I won't have it as easy as this rotation. Sages is 7 Luli. I am very certain that things will be a lot rougher. On the main account, it's been a couple of days, and it's been almost 2 weeks in Ultimate Division. Championship was also very brutal, and this is where you really feel it. You feel it every time when you go to a new division. It's not unsurmountable, right? Because by the end of these 90 days, or close to the end of the 90 days, I will be stronger and be the stronger part of the pack before I go over to the next division again. But each time when we go to a new division, it is going to be challenging. And that's okay, because it will only get easier from there onward. So don't give up. Hopefully this is sort of like motivational for people to know that, it's okay. I think we went through several of these divisional jumps, and end of the day, it's all manageable. We can do it. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. And I really appreciate all the support you guys been giving me by following along the 108 series. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Gandalf out.